Hi everybody, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs. Hope everybody's doing well today. This is our part 2 of making our Shabby Grungy journal. And we are going to be doing the cover today and possibly some of the other decorating. I'm not sure if we'll get to all of that. We may just end up just doing the cover today. This is supposed to be my Stash Buster Sunday, but it's kind of a continuation also of my making a Shabby Grungy journal without digitals. And I kind of figured it's a Stash Buster too, because a lot of us have scrapbook paper sitting around that we're not using, so this is a great way to bust that stuff out and maybe use a little of it. I am using a paper pad. If you haven't watched the first episode of this, Recollections English Rose Garden, it has a lot of pretty papers in it, and I have taken quite a few of them and coffee dyed them, and that's mainly what we're going to be using. Well, I don't know. Let's see how far we get with the cover, and then we'll go on from there. Okay. So what I want to do for the cover is something similar to, and this is our prototype. This is a journal I had bought. Something similar to this, because we want to be able to, it has a pocket over here. Okay. But it has a focal point on the left. And then they put some lace and trim and things like that over here. And it looks like they, she put a little paper there. And there's some lace over there. I mean, we're not going to be able to decorate it exactly the same because I don't have all exactly the same things. But that's kind of a good thing, because then you guys can see how you adapt, what you're doing. Let me get my little drawer thing here. I'm always pushing this thing out of the way. Let's see here. What are we doing first? Let me get my papers out. Okay, this is what I want to use for the cover, because I think I can put that on the corner, and then kind of cut around it. And we're doing, this is the, you can see where we're at right here. So I think I'm going to use that there. And I'll probably use the rest of this on the back. I did not coffee dye this piece because I kind of thought it already kind of looked like that, which was really kind of cool. So I'm not going to coffee dye that. But one thing I'm also wanting to do is I went back and looked at our journal cover, and I want to, we put washi tape on here. I want this to be a little bit more reinforced and a little stiffer. I came back and decided to get just a piece of chipboard. I think this came off of like just a box or a paper pad. And so I basically made a 1 inch, this is 1 inch across, and then 9 inches tall, and then folded it in half so that I would know where my the middle is. And all I'm going to do with that, guys, is I am going to put it in the middle right here, even though we've already put washi tape in there. And I'm going to glue that down, and then I'm going to glue something over it. And I think I'm going to use my 3-in-1 glue, because I've already put washi tape down. So I want to make sure that this stays down. Oop, 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 oop. I just kind of watered that down a little bit with some acetone. And I think I did it too much. Too much. You can probably get a wipe out. But, yeah, I think I put a little bit too much in there. Possibly. Quite possibly. It'll thicken up again pretty quick, but yeah, when your 3-in-1 glue or fabric tack gets kind of where it gets super thick, then you can thin it out by putting some acetone in it, because it's an acetone based you know, adhesive. And that's what I did. And I put probably more than I should have, but it'll work out. It still always ends up, I've done it before. Okay, so I put that in there. Make sure it's right in the middle where it's supposed to be. Oh, it moved up. Let me turn it over again. I'm going to probably have to put clips on that until it dries. Alright, let's see here. I just want to make sure I have it centered right. Okay, that looks like it's about right. Okay, I'm going to get the extra glue off, and then I probably will put some clips over there. Get my little clips out. And just so that it just dries a little bit. And then I am going to cover that up. I'm not 100% positive. I may just put some sari silk over it. You know, or I may put fabric, or I don't know yet. Not 100%. I'm leaning toward the sari silk, so we shall see. But we'll put something over it. I may even just put some more washi tape on it. But I wanted to make it a little bit stiffer than what I already had, so that was kind of my idea, was to just take another piece of chipboard, and then see, that's our, I just wanted the spine a little bit stiffer. My file folder is a lot flimsier than hers. In fact, I think it's generally flimsier. I'm not sure why, but it is. But we'll still use it. It'll still hold up, because we're going to be putting paper on almost all these other parts. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, and I could just put scrapbook paper there. I think what I'm going to do is, I think maybe I'll just put some more washi on there. I think that would work, because it will just blend in. And, okay. And I'm going to go ahead and just tear that. Okay, and I want that to dry, so you really can't even tell that I did it, but it is going to reinforce it. And I'm only doing that because my file folder really is kind of thin, and like I said, we'll be putting paper on the rest of it, so I don't think it's going to make a difference. Okay, so as far as the cover goes, make sure that goes down like it's supposed to. I might have to trim it on the top. It's a little bit tall. Our little piece that I cut out for the middle. Just a tiny bit tall. Just a tiny bit. Okay. What I want to do is, that's going to be it. Right here. Start from here on. And, so what I want to do is, let's see here. So this is going to be the top, and I'm going to go, I'll probably tear it a little bit over here. And I'm going away from me, and I think, how far out do I'm going to do it longer than I need to for, or, you know, let's see how far down I need to go. I'm going to go all the way down and over just in case, and then I can always fix it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to need to go in a lot more over here, and then maybe come out over here. So, let's see here. There's always a way you always feel more comfortable, you know, doing it. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to go. Okay. And I want to go like this. And I want to go pretty big wide over here. How far down is that going to go? Yeah, that's pretty good right there. So we want to go 9 inches on this. So I'm going to mark 9 inches. So I'm using my mat to measure. Comes in handy. I use mine all the time to measure stuff. I do a lot of tearing, but I still, want an approximate, where I want it. So it's handy to do it with my mat. Okay. Let's see where that puts us. So that puts us here. Oh, that's almost perfect. Almost perfect. I think I'm going to cut some more off of here before I do, because I think I could use less on the left-hand side. Let me get my cutter out. And I'm going to cut off probably about 1/4 of an inch, I think. I think would be good. Yeah, I think that would be good. So what that'll do is that'll give us more open area. All right. So okay, that is going to go. Is that going to be enough? Yeah, I think so. I think so. All right. So that's going to go like that. This might need to be a little bit shorter here. Or I could kind of tear it on top a little bit. I'd rather do it on the bottom though. So we want to go about 1/8 of an inch, I think, probably. Let me go this way, it'd be easier. See if I can kind of tear it somewhat straight. All right. Probably want to go more like that. All right, let's see where we are. Oh yeah, I think that's good. That's perfect. Okay, good. And you see, this is going to show up here. So that is why we want to, we did what we did as far as the inking and the other stuff. And I want to make sure I have my crease right. So that goes here. Right, and then this one is here. Okay. And that one is here. Okay. So we're going to go right here. All right. I think that's perfect. And on hers, she had trim behind here and then some paper. So I kind of went through my stuff a little bit because we'd be here all day if you waited for me. And I'm going to go ahead and I found this, it came out of my little, I have this really, I don't even know what the year was on it. She put it on here when I bought it. This kind of stuff is so fun. And look at all the handwriting and stuff. So I wanted something like that there because that's kind of what she put on hers. Here, I'll move that out. And there's some laces and trim. So I found that. And I'm going to put it underneath. Probably don't need to go probably about there because I'm going to put some lace and trim under it. And I found this, and I think that would work. It's a little wider than we need. Of course, we can cut it. And I think what I'm going to do on mine, obviously not everything's going to be the same. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down right here, and then you will have these little things hanging a little bit. So they'll be like that, and then I'll have this here, and then this on top. Okay. And then we're going to have just some trim and stuff there. So, let's see here. Let's put this down first, because we know that's going to go there. So, anyway, we will go, I'm just going to go here. You know what? I think I will use my 3-in-1, even though it's a little bit, kind of watery. I like using my 3-in-1 or fabric glue on fabric. So I'm going to go here, and even though the lace goes over this, I'm going to go ahead and leave it loose so that after I sew in my signatures, I'll be able to cover it with the lace. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of spread that out a little bit. And I'm going to get a wipe handy to get off any extra. But, okay. So we got that. Make sure it's good down there. And I don't know, these always have like a right side and a wrong side. So I think this is the right side. Kind of already cut a little bit on top. So I want to kind of get that right there, but in the right spot. And I don't want it perfect. I don't want it cut perfect, and I don't want it on there perfect. That's the whole shabby grungy thing. I do want it up there though, so you can see it. Want that over a tiny bit. There we go. That's good. Because I don't really want this hanging over a whole bunch, but I do want it to hang over a tiny bit. So that gives me that. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, this can go this way a little bit. All right. Okay. Let me get a wipe up here because this is a little bit. All right, so we got all that, and then this is what I mean. I'm going to leave this when we get done sewing in the signature so I can still sew in my signature. I'm probably going to take this and go over the back. All right. So next I'm going to, I do need to ink this. So let's do that and get my little handy dandy little thing here. And I don't know what's going on, guys. My desk is shaking a little bit ever since I moved it. So I'm going to have to work on stabilizing it. I have no idea what's going on because it didn't do that before. At least not to that extent. So you'll have to bear with me until I can figure it out. I've got to figure out what's going on. Because I may have to move my camera setup, but I don't know. If my desk shakes, it's still going to shake no matter what I do. I don't know if it's the desk or the camera, you know, but we shall see. But I'm trying to not make it shake so much. Anyway, I did not coffee dye this one simply because I thought it looked kind of coffee dyed already. But I am going to take a little bit of my vintage photo and kind of go over the bright spots on here because I do want it to look a little bit grungy. Alright. And this was already looked the way that it looks. I didn't do anything to it. That's why I thought this would be a great piece. Plus, I liked the way it looks on that cascading down with those roses. I'm going to fold this so I can see exactly where I need to put it. And that is going to go there, but I've got to get my other stuff under there done. So, alright, so I'm going to tear this a little bit so it's not perfectly in there. And it already has, you know, it's a very old piece of paper, so in fact I'm surprised it hasn't disintegrated, so you know, I think I'll make it go in a little bit more. And let's see, we'll go like that. And I don't know if I want quite that big of a bump right there. It's a little brittle, but not, you know, super bad. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a little better. Get that corner off a little bit. And I don't want to do it with my tear ruler because I don't want a straight line. And I am going to ink the edges a little bit, even though this is probably what a late 1800s, early 1900s piece of paper. So I'm going to put that there. And I am covering up a bunch of it, but you know, I could tear that off and then use it for something else. Let me tear off some of it. I don't know what, but all right, let's see here. Yeah, well, it might, you know, never know. So I am going to put that probably about right here. Probably. I'm not going to know for sure until I put this down. Right? Yeah. Okay. I got to make sure I get this in the right spot. I'm going to put this down first. And I have to put this down like a pocket because it is a pocket. Oh, you know, I wonder if I need to sew on that. I think I'm not because she didn't do it, and I'm going to sew on the other part. So it'll have some sewing on it. So anyway, ugh. Really made that a little bit too watery, but that's okay. If you can thicken it up just by leaving it out for a little bit, it'll thicken up on its own. Alright, so let's go make sure I have it right on the corner where it's supposed to be. It's right there. So that is going to go right there. Right? And then I probably, again, will put some clips on that. I'm going to move it down just a tiny bit. There we go. Where's my clips? Yeah, that's going to go there. This is going to go right here. Maybe come down a tiny, tiny bit. And this is all about the layering, guys. It's all, you know, okay, that needs to not be so straight. There we go. I'm going to put some glue. Now this is going to go straight down to the trim. All right, so let's go right here and come right. I'm going to go right there. And you come out a tiny bit more. Right? Oh, I want more of this to show on top. I gotta move it out just a minute. Just a little bit. Okay. Alright. Go down. Alright, I think I like that. Okay. So that is there, and that's that layer. And I'm gonna go ahead and clip that on top so it stays. And clip it over here. I think we need a little bit more glue right down here. There we go. Clip that. Well, you know, I need to cut that too. Let me cut that. So this is the bottom portion here, and I'm not going to cut it absolutely perfect. I'm going to go out of my way to not do it perfect. So it's going to be a little bit kind of shabby. Go up a little bit. Okay, there, that's good. So then I can put the glue right there. And I can always go back in there and kind of cut it more if I need to, but I want it out of the way. And I'll put one in the corner. And maybe down here. Okay, and then maybe, I don't know, that looks like it's down good there, but I want to put it on the top. Looks like we need some on the top right here. So put that up there. And I'm going to let that dry. Okay, so that is the base layer of what we're doing. And I already cut out some stuff that I want to put. She had this journal stamped here, and basically some applique and lace and trim. And it looks like she backed it on some paper and put it down over here. And I want to do kind of the same thing. But I think what I'm going to do, I've got, let me show you what I have. I've got, this is kind of a vintage piece of material. The one that she had was really light, so she stamped on it. I couldn't find, and looked through all my vintage stuff, and believe it or not, I could not find anything that was quite that light. Let me cut that off a little bit. And I'm going to fray this a little bit. So let me fray this a little bit. I found this vintage material that I had, so I thought I'm going to put that on with this lace. This is how I'm going to make my little applique, right? And I couldn't really stamp on it because you wouldn't be able to see it. So I just took just some duck fabric and stamped with my Lorna stamp journal. And let's see, I have that fabric over here. And I'll show you. Super easy. Super easy. Let's just try it. And it worked really well. Her stamps are great. Okay. I'll just stick right here in the middle so y'all can see. And I just kind of held it down for a while. The big thing on doing it on fabric like this is just holding it long enough. And that usually is what happens if you want to make a good impression, because it takes a while for the ink to soak in. Okay, so that's it right there. And then I just kind of cut it out and frayed the ends. And I got this piece of lace. This is some vintage lace. Now I thought about backing it on top of here too, but you really can't see the pink after I do that. So I think I'm just going to do this. And I have to sew around that. So I'm going to have to stop the camera, and I'm gonna sew all around this and just this little area right here. I'm probably going to glue it together first and then sew around it, and then I'll be back. Okay, so after we do that, we're just going to put it on the cover, which is going to go right here. So that'll go like that. And I'm not 100% what I'm going to do yet on the rest. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot to put this on. I wonder if it's too late. Let's see. It's probably not all the way dry. I wanted to put this trim on underneath here. Good, I have time. I have time. So we're going to have to do that. And that's going on underneath. So I'm going to have to get my glue in the right spot. There we go. That's going to go right here. Let me undo that so I can get underneath it. Well, it's good that it's drippy now, because that way I have time to get this glue on. I don't want it to glue the two sides together though and drip too much, you know. So I'm putting this on, and this is just part, it probably was like part of a dress or something, and I think this will look good on there. I picked that out, and I kind of have to go with the flow here and get it to kind of go around. It's kind of a crocheted lace, and I'm sure it came off of, it looks like it came off of some clothing or something. A lot of the stuff that I get was taken off of like clothing, or, you know, blankets or something like that. It was taken off of something that was around for a while. Kind of amazes me, this stuff, like, because this is antique stuff here, that it's even around, you know, all this time. Okay, I kind of want that to go in a little bit. Just a tiny bit. There we go. And that to go out a little bit. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. And then I am going to go ahead and cut that off. And then I have to glue it back again. Yeah, see, so that's going to go like that. I completely forgot that. Alright, so now I got to glue it again. Make sure I got it glued down. There's plenty of glue going on here, that's for sure. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to clip it and let it dry. And while that is drying, I am going to go ahead and sew, and I will be back. I will be back to finish off the cover, and we will try and get as much done as we can on the inside. I'm hoping we can kind of get through it, but if not, we'll just have another session. Hopefully people will be interested. So okay, so that is how it's going to look so far. This is going to go around the back. I'm going to use by the way, I'm going to use the leftover piece, and I already kind of ripped it to go back here. It's going to go that way, and I'm not positive. I'm thinking I might make a pocket back there. She didn't do that, but I think I might. But that will go back there, and then what will happen is after I sew in the signature, then that is going to kind of go over it like that also. So I may put an additional, just like glue this here, here, and here, and have a pocket. That's my thought process. I don't know. I'm not 100% yet, so we're going to let this dry, and then we will decide. I think I need another clip. I get one more just to make sure it's down good. Okay. All right, so I'm going to get my sewing, and I will be right back. Okay. All right, guys, I finished my sewing, and I did a little extra sewing while I was at it. I figured I had the sewing machine out, I might as well do it. I sewed around her cover here just to kind of make that, reinforce that pocket. I went ahead and put the back on that we talked about. I did shorten it a little bit on this side, just to, I wanted to have enough room in here. And I just kind of did some, it's really just for looks right here, the sewing right here and right here on both sides. Then I did put the tie on. It's kind of like a belly band tie, and I really kind of probably should have done that later after I put my paper on here, but it's not going to really matter because we're going to cover this up, and I don't know. I mean, it would have been easier to put our paper here and then do it, but the way that I did it, I thought it was unique how she had did it in her journal. And so basically what you do, and I used this eyelet because my paper isn't as thick as hers, and I wanted to make sure that it would be in there strong. So I put one here and over there, but instead of having it go on the outside, I had it go on the inside, and I sewed here and here. I did sew a little in the middle just for, you know, for strength, and I sewed here and here, and that makes like a little belly band in the inside. So if you see how we did that. So normally you would put it and it would go like this, would go on the outside. And then the cool thing about that too is it doesn't cover the front of your cover. So I really liked how that worked. And so, you know, you're just putting it through here. Now to do my eyelet thing in there, what I did is I don't have the big bite crocodile. I have this little thing and it works just fine. I think I paid, it was under $10. And what this does is it punches a hole. You can do it anywhere on a page. It's just a little hammer. And then this little thing here, it has different things you can change out. And this also changes for holes, so you can make smaller ones. And then you can just tap your little eyelet in, and it works really great. So you do not have to have expensive tools. That was very inexpensive. Okay, so anyway, now what I want to do is I want to finish doing my cover, and hopefully, let's see how much time we have. We will try and hurry and maybe get some of the inside papers done. So we've done this part together. Remember, we're leaving this loose so that after we sew in, I'm going to do 2 signatures. I'm doing mine a little bit different. That's why I have the bigger spine. Okay, so we're going to have 2 signatures in this. We're going to have more writing pages in ours than that were in that. And so anyway, when we sew in the signatures later, we will glue this lace on, and then that will cover, and it'll be across the back. Okay. I might put something else here. I don't know. I kind of like it the way it is. So, all right. So that is our cover so far. Let me move this in. So what I'm going to do is I went ahead and sewed around these pieces. So I want to put that on, but I kind of have to figure out what other laces and trims I'm going to put on there. I have this antique piece of trim. I have no idea what it came from, but I'm thinking I might put that on with that. I think that would be really pretty. Maybe like right like that, and then or a little bit lower. And then I have this piece of wedding trim lace, but I don't want to cover up the journal part. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out so it doesn't, I'm cutting it right at this portion here so I can kind of tell how I want it. I may want to do it upside down. I don't know. I don't know for sure. Okay, that might look prettier. Then I could put, I want to put this as another, just a little piece of lace and trim up here. And then maybe put that right there. Yeah, I think that would work. Now, on hers, let me show you. She had this little kind of rusted little thing here. I don't have anything that would sit down there flat, but I do have a rusted safety pin, and I thought I might put that over there. But I kind of want to put a little bit of lace or trim or something in there with it. I have some vintage pieces here. Let me see. I thought I had another. I don't want to put too much of the same thing now. Well, maybe I'll just, I don't know. Let me put these pieces down and then we will decide. I'm going to go ahead. Now I have what did I do with my rusted pin? And in order to do that over here, I'm going to put it through here because I have beads I want to put on it. And I'm going to put that through. And the way I do it is I want it to go kind of at an angle, and I'm just going to turn it around, and that's how and this is it doesn't have the little coil in it. It's a coilless pin. And let me put the beads. You know what? I have a dragonfly too. I might put that on there. Let's see how that would look. Yeah, that could be really pretty. I might do that. Let's see how that looks and see. And, okay. I can never see the little hole in that thing. Put that on there. Do I want to put a pearl? I have this other bead. I don't know if that really goes well. Let me try the pearl. I have smaller pearls too. This might be too big. All right, let's see here. And this is just to kind of take the place instead of the other piece that she had. Yeah, it has to be able to close, so let's see. Because that pearl may be too big. I don't know. Oh, good. It fit. All right, that's good. All right, so that's what's going to go on the bottom instead of that other thing. So you kind of have to do that before you glue it down, because you see how I had to put it through there? You know, you have to have something to pin it to. So do we want to do that? I think so. So I think probably I should put the bottom piece on first, and I'm going to use my 3-in-1, and I'm just going to kind of go in the bigger parts here. Now I could have sewed this on, but you know, I think the glue will hold it just fine. Okay, let me get my wipe out too. Get a couple of them. I'm already spilling it. Okay, so I'm going to put this. What did we decide? We're going to put it like right here. Oh, that glue is so watery. I should open my other bottle up. I think it'll stick though. I really kind of added way too much glue. It'll dry and be fine. Okay, so we put that there. Then we're going to put this here. Maybe a little lower. And then that a little lower. Okay. I think that's good. So probably we want to put that right there. And I just randomly kind of grab some pieces and kind of just going with the flow. All right, so now I'm going to glue that on. All right, move that around a little bit. And I'm going to put that right here, I think. That's good. Make sure it's over enough that I can get that other piece in. All right, and then I think I'm going to put this right here, just as an added decoration. Make sure that dries good. It'll dry clear, so we'll be good. Okay, so then let's put that on here. And I don't know if I had a specific way I wanted it on there. Let's try that. There we go. Make sure it doesn't get on the paper back there, because then it'll close our pocket. Yeah, I think that's good. Get a clip to put that on there so it doesn't mess up our pocket. And plus it'll stay down there a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry a little. I think it looks really good. All right, so I think that's good for the cover. All right, so now let's go ahead and worry about the inside a little bit. All I'm going to do now is I am going to go ahead and put these kind of papers in here and decide what we want, you know, to do. And mostly, I'm just going to look through the papers that we copy dyed. So let's see what we have. I don't think this will, would that work? I don't think that's enough room for that. I really love this. I want to cut it out and put it somewhere to fussy cut that, but I don't think it would work there. I could put it on the back and make like another little pocket. I might leave that for later and add something extra to it. So the little extra pockets and stuff, I'm not gonna mess with that right now because I want to do this part. So I'm kind of mark it with a pencil. So I think I'm gonna go ahead. Do I want to tear that? I might tear it. I'm just going to tear it, okay, because I want to tear the other side too, I think. So that is going to go in there. So how long is that going to be? It doesn't have to go all the way down or all the way to the top. So let's see what we're going to do here. Let's do that. And then let's do the bottom a little bit, and then I want to do this like that too. Let's do right. I think that'll be good enough. Oops, stay still. All right, so let's see if that fits. Right. Yep. Okay, so that's going to go. We'll just put that right there, and then that'll go up like that. And this is totally just for decoration, guys. This has nothing to do with like structure at this point, okay? And you can use any papers you have. I just want to mix up some of these papers that we copy dyed because I think they look nice and grungy. And I don't care that they're super straight. I want them not perfect, so that is going to go right there. So I'm going to go ahead, and you see why we did all that on the edges. Now, you could definitely have made this wider and gone all the way across there, and you know, done that before you sewed it in and then sewed it on the side. I didn't do that, but I'm just going to do it like this. And I'm using my art glitter glue for this because it's paper to paper. And I'm going to go ahead and go like that and then put that down. Okay. All right. Come on. I missed a few spots. I didn't go up enough, high enough. Go right here. All right. And then I'm going to go all the way down here, go all the way here. All right. Oops, did a little bit too much there. Make sure I get it down on the bottom. Okay. And I'm going fast, guys, because I want to try and get this all in this video. All right, so we've done that. We're going to cover that, but I don't know with what yet. I'm going to do the other side. Let's see what other paper that I think is really cool that would go over there. I wonder if that one would look good. I'm trying not to be overly matchy-matchy because to me that's what makes it look cool. So let's see here. Let's see. Wonder if that would look better. I like that one. So let's do that. And okay, so I'm going to just kind of eyeball it and do it. put that in front of me. So I really am just eyeballing it, guys. So and that's what's great about Shabby Grungy, because you're not going for perfection anywhere. So let's see. Okay. And then we're going to go right here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more tearing. And I don't really care about the bottom because we're not going to see it. I'm going to take a tiny bit more off of this. That way it'll be all torn. And then I'm going to ink that up, because you got to have everything inked with Shabby Grungy. That's kind of the look. And I do think the coffee dyeing helps. Someone did mention that they do, if you have an inkjet printer, you know, they coffee dye their papers and then print on them. And I have done that, and it turns out really good. So that's something too if you wanted to use digitals and have them coffee dyed. I think as far as grungy goes, it's really, you know, it's really fun to take your papers that you're probably not. Oh, I'm going to go this way because I want that rough edge up. I might have had to do it some more. Who knows? Oh no, that's right. That's good. Okie dokie. So I wasn't too worried about the length, because see, this is going to come up over it, so I can do it like that. So now I'm going to put some glue down. Maybe I'll just glue this. That'd be smarter, huh? And go under. Make sure I get the corners. All right, let me move this. It's out of the way. There's the cover to that. I'm running out of room. Okay, let's see. Here we go. And this is a little bit harder because I got to get that clip in there. Okay, did that dry good? Oh, it did. Okay, good. Kind of talking to myself, guys. I do that when I'm crafting. All right, so that's down. Let me get the other part. All right, All right, maybe a little bit more up here. Here we go. All right, so I think that's good. So let's see. We need to do this. We need to do this. And we need to do both of those and both of these sides. So let's do all of these first. So I am going to, I like this butterfly stuff, but I think I might put that over here. Let's do, again, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Going to make it a little wide because I want to kind of do both sides. All right, and then I'm going to do, oh, I did it very crooked, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just adds to the charm. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, and then let me do the top. Okay, and we'll figure out how far we want it to go down. So let's have it go, let me go up pretty good right there. Make sure I'm probably going off camera a lot. I apologize. I tend to bring things toward me a lot, so I have to pay attention when I do that. But anyways, guys, this is a really fun project. Hopefully you'll get to use some of your stuff up. this is why I decided to do this for my Stash Buster Sunday, because I figured, you know what? It is a Stash Buster. Alright, so let's put that on there. I think that'll look really pretty. Again, when I do paper to paper, I use my art glitter glue. When I am doing fabric or something, that's usually when I do my 3-in-1. You can use art glitter glue, but I like 3-in-1 better for fabric. That's just my opinion. Everybody has to use their own glue that they like. Okay, stay down. All right, see, I like it because it's not, I don't want it to be too matchy-matchy. I want it to kind of coordinate, but not, you know. All right, I guess I didn't put any glue down there. All right, guys, I can come back and re-glue stuff if I need to. All right, let's do this side. I don't want to use anything I already used. How about this? Or maybe I'll use that in there. Let's see. Let's see. All right. That'd be cool. Why don't I use that? We'll use that. And let's see here. Again, I'm going to do it wider than I need because I'm going to tear the other side too. I'll tell you one thing too, guys. Tearing everything is so much faster than cutting, I think. But, you know, it's up to you. Okay. Okay, so let's see. I got to tear this off. I might have torn that too thin. Let's see here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, it's actually pretty good. Like I said, guys, this is just really decoration. It doesn't really serve, it's not a pocket or anything like that. So it's really just to, you know, add interest. And what's interesting about this paper pack that I used is everything doesn't overly match, but it kind of coordinates. That's kind of the look I'm going for here. So, you know, so it kind of worked out good. Plus, I already had it. Yeah, I buy all these floral papers, and I'm like, I don't know. My scrapbook, I don't. I have 3 boys, so I don't really use a lot of floral stuff, but getting to use it now is so much fun because I love it. I really love it. And grunging it up, oh my God. That's why I love Shabby Grungy, because it's easy to do. It's very easy to do, guys. Okay, so I'm going to do something over here, and I think I'm going to do this. So I might do that one a little bit wider, like about right here. I'm just doing it really fast, guys. I'm being really sloppy. Yeah, that's got to go in a lot. A lot. A lot. So, anyways, I am hoping that I get people watching this, because I really, whenever I do series, like people like after the second one, just show me what it looks like when it's done, you know. But I get it. Everybody's time is valuable. I get it. I totally get it. You got to decide. You got to have your priorities. Okay, let's see here. Go right there. Ink that up. I really, I'm hoping that people try this, because Shabby Grungy is just, once you do it once, you're like, oh yeah, okay, that's cool. because it's just fun. It's fun because I don't think it's very stressful, because you're trying not to be perfect. You're purposely trying not to be perfect. Sometimes that can be hard for some people too, I know. I mean, I have a niece that, you know, she'll craft with me and do stuff. She's just such a perfectionist that she can't, it's hard for her. It's really hard. You know, if she's not measuring every little thing, and I know there's lots of people like that, so, and she has a sister who is an amazing, oh God, absolutely amazing painter, artist, but she is so, I don't know, instinctive, intuitive, and she just picks a brush up and starts going, and it's just easy for her. So yeah, you have to be willing to. I think I'm going to put this on that side. All right, so this is that sparkly paper. Remember that? We got that. Okay, so we're going to go. Let's do it wide because we want to have to do the other side. Oh, this is harder to tear. Oh, come on, stay still. Yeah, it's harder to tear because it's just the kind of paper. Okay, so let's do, we're going to go right about here. Oh, I did that really crooked, but oh well. How much do I want to cut off of that? Well, I'm going to redo this. Oh, okay. I'm just going to leave it crooked because it wants to be crooked really bad. And then, I don't know, you know what? I could use my decal edge. If it's hard to cut, that's a good thing to do because you can, this will do it pretty well. Let's see here. Yeah, is that going to be enough? I think that'll be enough. Oop. Okay, and then I'm going to redo that right there. There we go. I think that'll work. I think that'll work. And if it doesn't, you know, hey. Oh, still too wide. Look at that. I do. See, that's the thing I don't like about that. It does that. It does that. And I know it's probably the way I'm putting my paper in there, but okay. I'll try and tear that with my fingers. Oh, come on. Don't give me such. All right, there we go. It's a little raggedy, but that's actually a good thing. It's actually a good thing. So anyway, hopefully when we get to the next part, we will be adding our papers. And when we add our papers, we'll be adding some things that we sew. So I'll try and have things picked out and ideas ahead of time because I don't really know any other way that we can get through it without me doing that. So because part of the process is deciding, and you know what, it takes a while to do that. So that's partly why I don't do too many start to finishes, because it is really hard to do. You know, as far as picking out all your papers and all that without having it, you know, because the amount of time that it takes to do all that is extraordinary for me, because I take forever to decide sometimes. All right, I love that. I absolutely love it. Okay, so we've done that. We haven't done these two. What are we going to do, guys? Do we want to put like some book page or something on that? That'd be kind of cool. Let's see, music paper, book page, something like that. Let's see. I know, God knows I have enough. Let's see here. Let's see what I got. Let's see. Got music paper. And I know I have some French papers in here. I've got this dictionary page. We'll just use that because that's what I got. All right. All right, let's see here. So let's do here. And then we'll do here. All right. So I want to do, where's my little one? My little one. So I'm going to go, I have to be careful with this stuff because it's kind of brittle. So I think I'm going to go to here, or a little less. All right. Okay, and then I'm going to go, that's too big. Ugh. I'm going to have to do that side. Okay, and then I'm going to go, let me pull some off of each one that goes that far. All right. All right, let's see how that looks. And pretty good. Pretty good. Except it's upside down. All right, let's do that. Let's do it. So that just gives it a different look there. Kind of breaks up all the patterns. Oops. Okay. So we're going to do that. And if we have to ink more or something, we can always ink more. So I'm not too concerned about that. There we go. All right. Now let's do this one. We're going to do here. And let's see how far we did that. And we got to do that. Let's do that. All right. And we're going to do, oh, I probably should have done that one a little wider. Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. It'll be all right. Let me do down to about right here. Okay. So we're going to put that there. And these are just, you know, decorative papers. This is not, you know, a pocket or anything like that because our pocket's already there. So we're just covering this up. Okay. So anyway, that is pretty much all we're going to get done today. Now we can go ahead and glue down these pockets because they're done. And we're just going to put some glue right here. And that is just going to go right there. Those are our two pockets. Okay. And then, right. So that is them. All right, so that is pretty much the shell, and then the next time we'll start working on some papers. Hopefully I can get all this in this video. It might be in two, so if you're watching this and it's split in two by the time I get the cover and the inside done, well then you know why, because I don't know if I can always get it all in one. So anyway, that is it, guys. That is what we've got so far. I think it does look very shabby grungy, and I'm kind of excited. So we will see you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye.